Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this video for Raid Shadow Legends. And I think with this video, perhaps one more, no promises. Either with this video or another one, if I do it, I'm going to wrap up the Beginner's Bootcamp series. And for those of you just joining now, the Beginner's Bootcamp series takes you through the very beginning of playing Raid Shadow Legends until you get to, right now I'm in the 40s, level 40 somewhere, 45 or something in my, or 42 in my other team. But it was meant to take you through like level 30 because that's when the last few things unlock. And I've just gone over every detail of the game and shared some strategies and stuff that would make it a little less frustrating to new players. However, no matter how much work I put into explaining things, making things clear to you and explaining how things work and teaching you to avoid the mistakes that I've made, even if you go through and execute a perfect game from the beginning, you're going to have a lousy time if you don't get any legendaries. Now, legendaries aren't really the end-all, be-all, I should say, of Raid Shadow Legends. They do make a difference, and they do help your game progress. You can do a lot more when you have a legendary. You feel a little better when you get one. Some legendaries aren't very good though, but some legendaries are game changers and will help you progress through the game, and you really need that by the time you're in level 30. You need to have at least one good legendary or one awesome epic to be able to progress through the rest of the game. And really, I think you really have to have a very good legendary, at least one. And unfortunately, in my other account, I do not have a single legendary. So I am here in my main account right now. I'm going to do these videos a little early and probably upload them over the next couple of days just before Christmas, because of course Christmas weekend, who's going to be doing videos? I'm not. But I want to have some stuff up there for you. I know a lot of people are taking this whole week off. I'm not going to do that. I want to have some videos for you. This is an excellent breastplate. But for the price, I don't know if I want to pay that much. So that one is not good. This one is not going to help me right now. Oh, here's an example. I wanted to show you guys an example of what a legendary artifact looks like. Here's one here. That's good. I wanted to wrap that up with that. And this one in this case is decent. This is a percentage rate defense, and you've got a sub thing here of crit rate, and you got accuracy. But look at the price on this. For the price of it and what you get out of it, it's really not that great. I wouldn't recommend it. This is good. I definitely need a crit damage glove, and I want to grab this if I can. Oh, wait a minute, I'm in my wrong account. Okay, well, that happens. I get confused. I don't need 4-star artifacts in this account. That's ridiculous. So that was a mistake. But that's okay. I accomplished my goal of buying something. Maybe I can find a use for it somewhere. We'll see. I only get the 4-star artifacts from the marketplace for my other account. Very confusing. It's hard to keep track of everything. Okay, collecting my last rewards, and this is where we want to be. And what we're going to do here is I want to show you, if I can, I can't get into it because it's going to be 4 hours and I don't think it lets me see my team. Okay, I can do it another way. So I wanted to show you the people that comprise my clan boss team. And I wanted to explain to you a little more about the clan boss and how to get big damage on the clan boss. I wanted to do this kind of wrap up on everything you need to know about the clan boss. As you get better champions and you're able to do more damage to the clan boss, what is the best combination? Right now I'm doing anywhere from 4 to 6 million utilizing. Now let me refresh my memory here. I think I'm utilizing this Night Revenant Solus. I'm using him as a way to increase the duration of any debuffs that are placed on the clan boss. And I'm using that through his skill, Reign of Terror, I believe. Yeah. increases the duration of all debuffs on each target. So I'm doing it through that. And then I've got her for my poisoner. I've got her for my healer. You need a healer or a resurrector, or in this case I have a healer and a resurrector that can hold up and take the damage. This will keep your team alive longer. Okay, you will also want somebody that can decrease attack. So right now I have this Stag Knight, and he does this decrease defense and decrease attack. I probably have Martyr in there because she does the counter attack, and she also has a decrease attack through her suppression. But you'll want to decrease attack champion, and I probably have Haikatun in there. She doesn't do much for the turn meter, but she's there to provide speed. There's a guy, Deadwood Jedi for Raid Shadow Legends at YouTube, that does a whole series about speed tuning for the clan boss. So that is one way that you can rig up your team so that they're at the right speed to fight the clan boss and to do what they're going to do and be able to just keep hitting the clan boss and keep going and do lots and lots and lots of damage. That's the whole theory behind that. In general, though, what you're looking for is one big damage champion at least. Somebody that can do something that decreases does damage based off of max HP. So you're looking for an HP burn, you're looking for poison, anything like that. If you're starting out, there are two champions, as I've already mentioned, Outlaw Monk. The other one I did not mention till now, and that's Omegar. And Omegar does something that does damage and decreases. It's based off of max HP, so he can do huge piles of damage with each hit. Those are the kind of things you want. As you get your masteries on your champions, once you get your masteries all the way down to the bottom, you're looking for Giant Slayer or this other one. I can't remember the name of it. There's Giant Slayer, and then there's another one. And you got to pick the one that is the best for your particular War Master. You got to pick the one that's the best for that champion, but one of those two will allow that champion to do that kind of heavy damage where it's based off of the enemy's max HP. Because a clan boss has so much HP, using the clan boss's HP against it is a good way to do lots and lots of damage in a short period of time. So this is 60% chance of increasing bonus damage when attacking. Bonus damage equal 10% of the target champion's max HP, or 4% of the target's max HP when attacking bosses. And it only occurs once per skill. That's War Master. And then the one most people use is this Giant Slayer, and that has a 30% chance of inflicting bonus damage when attacking. Bonus damage equals 7.5% of the target champion's max HP, or 3% of the target's max HP when attacking bosses. So anything like that you can get, any armor, artifact sets that you have that are going to decrease or do damage based off of the enemy's max HP, that's what you're looking for. So that's your first thing. You want speed, some kind of a speed champion if you're going to try and do any sort of speed tuning. If you're not going to do speed tuning, you want to do like a defensive team, you want somebody that can provide a lot of defense. Maybe somebody that can do a block debuffs or remove debuffs or both, and somebody that can do a lot of defensive type shields or whatever on your team. Then you're going to want somebody that can increase debuff durations, and to work with that person you need somebody that will decrease attack. And you want a higher percentage of decrease attack. So the highest percentage of decrease attack you can get, and then somebody with the highest percentage of increasing the duration of that debuff. So how it works with my team now is I'll get a decrease attack for like 2 turns, and then he'll run his attack, and then it will be 3 turns. I don't think it ever goes higher than 4. But it's anywhere between 2 to 4 after it's been doubled, depending on where everything lies out. But you want those 2 champions to be working one right after the other. You don't want your champion that does the extend debuffs to go first before your champion that does the debuff. So you have to time all the speed on your champions so that they play in the order that you need. So you should have your speed champion at the head will always be the fastest. Your healer should probably be the next fastest, although you could put your damage dealer next fast, your big max HP damage dealer next fastest, then your healer. Then you want your debuff applier, whatever debuffs you're going to apply to the clan boss, and then you want your debuff extender. That's the kind of general order that you want. There are lots of tutorials on YouTube about it, but that is the general overview, and that's what I wanted to share with you and wrap up all of this stuff on the clan boss. If you have any questions, post a comment below and let me know, and I will try to help you out. Hopefully that's enough information to get you started. When you're just starting the game, use 2-star champions like Outlaw Monk and Omegar to get that going. Any defense champions that you can get and put into the clan boss that do the skills that you want are going to be awesome. You might want to apply defense boots or defense gloves along with a defense chest. Even for HP champions, even for attack champions, you're going to want some kind of defense percentage. You want to get that defense fairly high, and you want the HP fairly high for anybody that's going to be specifically a clan boss type champion. Okay, we're going to go into my other account now, and we're going to talk about a few other things. Okay, now we're back in my other account. This is my, I guess you could call it a free-to-play account. I haven't spent a dime on it. This account, I want to give show a few other things, and I want to give some addendums to what I just said about the clan boss. Keep an eye out in the marketplace for extra copies of Outlaw Monk and Omegar, especially if you weren't able to pull Outlaw Monk or Omegar from any mystery shards. If you're just starting out the game, you want those two champions, grab them out of here if you can, unless you have some really good exceptional rares that you got out of a double raid event or out of your normal pulls, and you're doing fine. But if you need some max HP damage deal, you need some poison damage dealer, pull those guys out of here, buy them here if you see them, buy extra copies and save the extra copies you have as long as you need to increase the skills of those champions. You want to get those skills maxed out. It should be pretty easy to do, fairly inexpensive. Level them up to level 40, go as far as 50 if you wish. You can even go as far as 60 if you wish, but I think 40 or 50 is a sweet spot, because somewhere around that time period, the amount of time that it takes to do that is about the time you might get somebody a lot better that you can replace them with. But they will serve you well up to that point, I think. So we're going to go into the Great Hall now. And what we want to talk about here in the Great Hall is a little bit of a strategy for working on the Great Hall. So as you fight in the arena, you're going to be collecting these medals. You get different kinds of medals based on where you are in the arena. Here is bronze, here is silver, here is gold. I do not have any silver or gold medals. I cannot get into the silver or gold tiers in this account. I just get bronze. And I have been working based on what champions I have. So one of my champions that I have is this Void right here, and this is really my fighting champion. This is the guy that I rely on to get me through the tough spots. He's just very good at doing damage and taking damage, so this is who I use. He's a defense champion. He's a Void. So if I go in here to the Great Hall, here's my Void. And I can increase HP, I can increase attack, I can increase defense, and I have increased HP and defense. HP for livability, defense because he thrives off of defense. That's where I will focus in the Great Hall for now because of that champion. And then for my other champions, HP and defense again, I have another one that is of the Spirit faction, and that is her, Vala. And so I have her for her affinity, I have HP and defense going. And then up here for this one I have defense and accuracy, because one of my champions that I have, accuracy is probably my first one, requires a lot of accuracy. I think it was either this one or this one. And of course the HP and defense will also help with this guy. And so that's my strategy here. Take the champion that you're using the most, that's the most valuable to you. Wherever that champion will thrive, wherever that champion is weak, upgrade that bonus on their affinity within the Great Hall. That's where you should apply your medals. That's your best strategy to start out, as far as I know. There might be better strategies on the internet. Comment below, let me know if you think there's any better way to do this. But that would be my approach. I would focus on that, and then as you get new champions and they prove to be better, I would continue to upgrade those areas as that applies. But I would focus right now on just the ones that are the best champions that you need to have live the longest. You need to give them stuff that will help them do better and give them stuff that will help them live. So eventually I will work on crit damage for everybody. All affinities, crit damage will always be important. And eventually I'll work on accuracy for everybody, because one way or another I'm always going to be using accuracy on some affinity or another. I'll do resistance last. I'll do defense based on the affinities and the defense it needs. There are people that are low on defense. I'll do attack for attack-based champions. Any attack-based champions that need to have their attack powers lifted. I'll do HP for HP champions. I'll also do HP for my main fighting champions to help them live a little longer. And of course my main fighting champions, if they're defense champions, I'll be working on their defense. So we need to talk a little bit about the dungeons. I haven't really explained very well how to go in here and work on the dungeons. So the Arcane Keep is going to be the easiest one of all of them, I think, for you. And to get in there, you just need a really good, strong champion that can do a lot of damage and that will bully your way through. If you have any kind of a buffer that will keep your team buffed, that's good. If you have any type of healer that will heal your team, that's good. That'll help you get through here, but this should be relatively easy. You're going to want to hit this thing a lot. You're going to need it a lot more than the other ones. The other ones, though, are only open, 1 day a week or whatever it is. So you kind of got to do this in the background. It's a little difficult to juggle it. Right now I know I'm short on these kind of potions, so I'll probably use my last 10. Remember, I taught you to save 10 of your auto battles every day. I want to use that probably on this. But I also have a lot of champions that use force, so I might be having to come in here and do this. The force champion, I think it just requires, again, a lot of livability, a lot of buffs being applied to your team that will keep you alive. It's not really there's not really any secret surviving here. It's pretty much the same as the Arcane Keep. But when you get into the Void Keep, I can't open it up and show you. But when you get into I could, but I ain't gonna spend the money on it. I mean, what is that? $300? I don't know anyway. But the Void Keep, they're going to use a lot of poison. So for the Void Keep, you're going to want people in there that you might want speed so you can go faster. You're going to want healing. You're going to want debuffs, and you're going to want any kind of shielding. If you can block debuffs, that's great. If you can remove debuffs, that'll work too. But you're looking for ways to alleviate that poison that's being applied to. That'll keep your team alive here, because she or he uses a lot of poison. In the Magic Keep, they're dealing with a shield. With my other account, I have Solus, and he has that kind of lightning bolt hit that he does, and that takes down any shield. I don't know the technical name for that, but if you have something that can break through or destroy a shield, you'll want that. If you don't have that, you need some really hard-hitting champions that can break through that shield. And then I guess you got to figure out, I don't know if there is any way to keep the dungeon boss from putting up another shield. I don't know if there's any way to decrease their ability to do that. Maybe turn meter would be a good way to go about. I would say turn meter manipulation off the top of my head. Rosin Scarhide can do turn meter manipulation. Kaikatoon can do it a little bit, but not very well. If you can do some seriously strong turn meter reduction, that will keep her from putting her shield up. Once you get the shield finally knocked down, you'd have enough time to do some damage to her before she puts it back up again. You're going to need livability, though, so that you can hold out through the fight, get that shield knocked down, start hitting her for real after her shield's knocked down, and then you want extra turns. Maybe speed is going to be important here, because you're going to want to be able to hit her as much as possible once the shield is down. And then in the Spirit Keep, they're going to be doing a lot of healing. So you're going to want a heal reduction champion, or a champion that will block buffs on the enemy. That'll probably work also for Magic Keep, now that I think about it. Anything that would block buffs. So any block buff champions for these two. But heal reduction is the best for Spirit Keep. That will keep her from applying that heal, so you'll be able to kill her pretty quickly. And just again, you need to have your liftability, your hard hitting champions, healers if you got them. But heal reduction here, some kind of shield breaker here, or block buffs on the enemy for either or both of these, and that will get you through those dungeons. And that's the potion dungeons. Now for the regular dungeons, I still don't have, I never learned very well the best stratagem for each one. I kind of went over it briefly. Ice Golem, you need somebody that can thrive off of the ice attacks or that can deflect them, or you need some kind of resistance to ice or some kind of block debuffs. You're looking at speed, and you don't want to hit a huge amount each time with him, because if you do, you trigger that main attack of his, and that's not very fun. So if you can do like just below enough damage that he won't be triggered to do that, that will help you. Dragon's Lair, you need some heavy hitters, because once they do that sucking in and they got that little shield or whatever's going on, you need to get all that knocked down and start hitting on the dragon's normal health. Otherwise they're going to do that special attack and take out your team. So you're looking for some powerful heavy hitters and healers there. Spider's Den, I think I talked about that a little. You want an opposite affinity tank of some kind that can take all the hits. Spider, the champion Spider for Spider's Den, is supposedly very good, and got me through a lot of the Spider's Den. I'm still not 100% sure the best stratagem, how to best handle it. It's very difficult. Block debuffs would help on your end. Hard hits, speed, I think. Counterattack helps, because if you have somebody that can hit hard and you got a counterattack buff on them, then they can take out the spiderlings whenever they hit. It might help to have somebody like Eris, that every time you're attacked, she's going to hit the spider. If you can get her geared up enough to do a one slot, or my other guy that I showed you, either one of those would be fine for that. Berserker. Minotaur's Labyrinth, there's a lot of stuff it's applying, and you can do like a block debuffs, but I've never really had any problem. I don't think I've ever even died on a Minotaur's Labyrinth. You just need a decent set of champions to go in there, and usually your best champions are who you're going to take in there, because that's who you're going to want to get those abilities, masteries on. You want to get the masteries on those, so you're definitely looking for your best champions, and they're not going to have any problem getting through. The different types of scrolls you get correspond to different levels as you proceed through leveling up the masteries of your champion. These are the beginning, these are the intermediate, these are the advanced, I guess you could call it. And then finally the Fire Knight. Reflect is king here. And there are lots of champions that give you Reflect. If you can get two champions that do Reflect in the same team, that ensures that there's always going to be a -5 hit when you get an advanced level. He has a 10 hit shield. If you have two Reflects, you can always get that -5 guaranteed and get his shield open, and then he's easy to take down. But you're going to need Resurrect, you're going to need Health, you're going to need hard hits, you're going to need any sort of a heal reduction that you can get your hands on for him. That will help a lot. And you need to have some kind of Reflect damage so that he can get that, you can get that shield down and start hitting him. And that's pretty much it. I wonder what they're going to put here, what was supposed to be the Void Tower, because they don't have anything there still. It's interesting to think. Don't have any strategy for you for the Doom Tower. I know that I couldn't even get into it from the beginning stages, so I think I would say just avoid the Doom Tower entirely, unless you have some really awesome legendaries and epics. It's just a crunch going through, and each boss is different and will require different skills to beat. Do I have any tips? Do I have any tips? I had to fight the Nether Spider. I had to fight the Scarab. I had to fight the Ice Spider. I think the Ice Spider has to have a particular kind of debuff on them, so that when they die, they don't resurrect. So you got to be careful of that. The Scarab guy, you're going to have to get through a thick, heavy shield, and he's a heavy hitter, so it's a long, prolonged battle. The Nether Spider is the one that I have the most trouble with, and I'm not sure. I thought I knew some of the ideas for the defense for that. The Magma Dragon's the easiest so far, and you just need that livability and healing, and you'll get through the Magma Dragon just fine. The secret rooms are going to be really difficult. If you struggle with the faction crypt, you're going to struggle with the secret rooms because it's similar kind of rules applying where you can only be a particular group of some sort or another. And I got stuck there. I couldn't get any further on it. I haven't even played anything on this since a week, 2 or 3 ago. I don't know. I got stuck up around the 80th floor on my other account, not on this one. I couldn't do anything with this account. And that's basically it. I didn't really have anything else to cover. Faction Wars, I want to give you a little tip here. If I hadn't done it already, I wanted to explain to you that you can use Faction Wars to go in, and you can use this to improve your champions and get their gear better. That's what I see this as. It's a way to farm for these materials and a way to farm for a few other things, but the basic thing for it is that it helps you to understand what each of your champions can do, what they can do as a team, and then you can take the time to gear up that group for the Faction Wars for that time period and get them equipped and get them ready to fight. So what I mean by that, to demonstrate, so on this account for Faction Wars, I have Demon Spawn. I have 3 Demon Spawn champions. So I have her, and I have him, and I have her. And what I have done is I've gotten the best gear that matches their particular skills, abilities, what I want to do with them. This will be removed and replaced with a speed defense chest. And now I'm just in the process of trying to get the gear that I want. I want her to have a speed critical damage glove and a speed defense chest. I want him to have a speed critical defense glove or critical damage glove and a speed defense. And I want her to have a speed critical damage glove, a defense speed chest, and speed boots that are attack. And each of these, I've been working on these numbers here. I want to get this defense double. I want to get this HP double, and I want to get this attack as high as I can. I want to get this crit rate and damage as high as I can. But my main focus is on defense HP, followed by crit rate, crit damage, followed by possibly attack, and accuracy where needed for each of these champions that require accuracy. These two require a lot of accuracy. This one, I have one that doesn't require a lot of accuracy. I think it's this one here, but this is a dwarf, and this is just somebody I got today, and I'm trying to gear him properly, but he doesn't need a lot of accuracy like my Demon Spawn characters. Now, I went through the first fight in the faction crypt with the Demon Spawn today. I think I might have tried it once before, but it didn't show that I had. It just had this one battle here. I went in, I put in these people. These were both at level 18, and they targeted this one and killed him. So I put that defense chest on him temporarily just to help him get through. But now I've leveled them up, and I'll try again because I want to get through these initial stages with 3 stars if I can. And that's just the whole process, is just learning what to improve, how to improve these champions, getting them ascended, getting them the right gear, working on them, tweaking them. Once they come out of the faction crypt and are doing good here, they're going to do good anywhere else in the game. And you just have to make some minor adjustments for wherever you're using them if you use them anywhere else. So just something to keep in mind for the faction crypt. For the high elf, I got as far as I could. I can't beat the clan boss. I will level this one up. I will level this one up. I might take this to 50, and I might do something with one of these. This one has a multiple attack thing that I might be able to utilize. That is a strategy you can use in the arena as well. It's called a blender type thing, where you have somebody that attacks with your other champions, and that's one of their main or first attacks. Anyway, Hyria, I think is her name, is somebody you can do that with. But that's the intention here. That's what's going on. That's the plan. I'll collect that skill book, and then I'll apply it. I don't know where I'll apply it. I'll apply it somewhere in here to somebody that needs it. But I don't know who. I won't use it on Omega, and I won't use it on any of my 2 stars, because for them I can just pull one or I can buy one, so I'll just wait on that. If there's anything you think that I left out or needed to include for this beginner starting out type account, let me know. I can wrap up in a part 13 if there's enough people giving me suggestions for things that are missing. Try to do it within, I would say, no more than a month of the date of this recording. I'm going to pretty much file away this account, and I'm getting ready to actually delete the account. I'm going to destroy it, I think. I'm done with it, and I'm going to move on to my main account, and eventually I'm going to be getting rid of my main account, and I'll have more information on that later. But I'm wrapping up. I'm coming to a point where I won't be playing Raid Shadow Legends anymore. I'm going to move to just one video every week of just updates or whatever, or anything I have interesting to talk about with my main account, but I won't be doing anything more with this account unless within a month of recording this video I would actually push like 2 weeks to 3 weeks of recording to this video. I see a bunch of people requesting specific things to be covered that I didn't cover properly, and I apologize if I didn't. I did the best that I could. I hope I gave you enough information to get you started and get you moving in here. I'm saving up my gems because eventually I'm going to want to buy this gem mine. I want to unlock it. That's 500 gems, so be sure you're saving up your gems for that if at all possible. You will get in your daily login reward these huge piles of gems. We've got one here coming up. Day 88. I won't make it to that because I'll be deleting this account more than likely, but day 88, if I did stay here that long, I would have another 200. Then I'd just be 100 away. I'd probably have 300 by the time I reached that time if I continued playing. Then I would purchase this, and then I would start upgrading it, saving up for that, because this will give me gems at a fairly consistent basis that I can utilize. And I never run out of gems then for doing my slot upgrades over here, you know, getting all of this so I can carry more, getting all of this so I can carry more, and then upgrading the arena, the sparring pit over here. I would need to get these unlocked if I was going to continue this account, and then upgrade their speed so they're doing faster. There's 2 upgrades that I can do additional to each of these, so I'd be working on that. So that's kind of the plan with the gems, and I think that covers it. I don't think there's anything else, and honestly, it's time to move on. So it's been fun. Hope you guys have enjoyed this series. If I don't hear any comments, don't see any suggestions for anything else to cover, this is probably going to be the last video unless I think of anything else I need to cover. I'll catch you guys though in my next normal Raid Shadow Legends video update, double raid event, whatever they're going to have. Maybe they'll have something special come Christmas. I wonder what player name will put under our trees. I guess we'll see. Catch you guys next time. Okay, well that concludes this episode. Be sure to leave a thumb up if you like the video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this or any of my other videos. Be sure to hit that notification icon so that you can be notified when any new videos are released. And leave me some comments, feedback, suggestions so that I can improve and do even better for you guys. Also, please stop by my Teespring store. I've got more designs coming over from Spreadshirt, but this is what I have here right now. I've got 3 cool designs. I got this mask does not equal safe. It's kind of an attitude for everybody trying to make us wear masks right now. I've got this Zen saying and drawing that I did, to reach your destination, embrace the journey. I think that's really cool. I've got a poem over here. Poem says, life doesn't have to be so hard. It has a flow. Sometimes you'll drift, sometimes you'll row, but you get to choose the destination you'll go. I think that's really cool also. So go ahead and grab some of this stuff, and that will support me and help me in my continuing work at YouTube, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.